part of hashtag introvert life is getting really drained. Drained by other people, drained by having to deal with the real world. And once an introvert is drained, he or she will need to recharge, or else he or she may possibly explode. You might think recharging is as simple as doing nothing. You might be like, Frank, why are you even making this video? Aha, but that would be like trying to charge your phone by just putting it down and not using it for a while. Don't make much sense, do it. So these are the 4 ways introverts need to recharge. The first way that introverts need to recharge, and these are like methods of recharging, like generally, is perhaps the most obvious, which is mindless recharging. You know, something where you can just turn your brain off. It's escapism, basically. Like watching reality TV or playing a video game or maybe watching the Frank James channel. Ho-ho! Introverts have overactive minds, always trying to process things, and it's okay for you to unplug your mind for a while and allow yourself to be distracted by some dumb people on TV. Dude, I just saw like an episode of Are You the One the other day. It's a terrible show, but great for mindless recharging. So your mind is a machine, and the machine's job is to find problems and solve them. So by doing some mindless recharging, you're just turning that off and being like, okay, no problems right now. We're just gonna recharge. We're gonna refresh. All right, the second way is mindful recharging, and mindful recharging accomplishes some of the same things as mindless recharging, but in a much different way. So instead of simply distracting the mind with something else, like a terrible TV show, mindful recharging is intentionally focusing in on the present moment as a way of quieting the mind. Introverts are always trying to go over the past and learn from it, and they're always projecting out into the future. So focusing on the present, a time that gets often overlooked by introverts, is going to help ground you and give you some relief from your mind. Maybe no surprise to you, but the simplest way to recharge mindfully is to focus on your breath. Just do it for a minute or 2 every once in a while. Just relax and put your attention on breathing in and out. But you can be mindful at any time. Like when you're eating, you can focus in on the feel and the taste of the food. Or if you're taking a relaxing bath, you can focus in on the warmth of the water and, like, you know, the candle you lit that's there on the side. A lot of times when we recharge, we just think about relaxing, just doing something like, you know, taking a relaxing bath. But being fully present as we relax will make the time spent recharging much more effective. And while we're here, if you're enjoying this video, hit the like button. Next, a great way to recharge is by feeding your mind, learning new things. This is a bit more of an active way of recharging because it's engaging your mind, but for introverts, learning and gathering more knowledge is not something that will drain you, at least not when you're learning things that you want to learn. So yeah, maybe don't try to relax by learning advanced mathematical theory if you hate math. Maybe instead you'd prefer to read a book about a historical figure you're interested in, or go on the internet to learn how to play guitar. The brain of an introvert loves to have something to chew on. So by feeding it with new information and skills, you are keeping it happy and recharging it. The fourth way of recharging is exploring your mind. Just letting it run wild. I've said it a few times in this video that introverts need to process things a lot. And so just letting the mind do its thing and work out everything that's happened during the day or the week is a good first step to recharging. I guess I shouldn't have put it last if it's a good first step. But be careful, don't over-process and get stuck. So if you find yourself getting into a spiral of processing and like your anxiety is spiking and you're like, this isn't refreshing and recharging, Frank, why did you tell me to do this? Just go back to one of the previous 3 methods we talked about. Beyond processing actual events in the past or the future, letting the mind wander into whatever realm it wants to is also important. So daydreaming, using your imagination, it allows an introvert to kind of exercise the mind, to stretch it out, which in the end will help you recharge and get ready to go back into the real world. Watch this video about introverts next and consider subscribing if you feel like it. And if you don't, that's fine too. Did you click it?